Let us do Pradhana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Mannado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Traitatiram originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, the author of more than 100 divine holy scriptures, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwar. We are learning Traitatiram Bhagavadgeetha interpreted by Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwar. Let us pray our Guru to provide us the wisdom in a right manner. So we are learning introduction, that's a prologue from Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita. Last week we learned about the types of books. There are two kinds of books. One is fictitious or mythology or epic related books, and another kind of books are related to the science. And there are three kinds of people who can understand looking at the books, the matters in the books, and they accept it immediately. The second category is the people fond of the fictions or mythology books. Later point of time they read the science, and they understand the difference between the mythology books and the science, but they don't openly express, since in the beginning they supported the mythological books, so they will stand with that. The third category person, from the beginning to the end, even though you explain him about the difference between the science and the mythology books, but he doesn't understand and he always denies that. So here we need to understand more about the epics or the Puranas. Epics are Puranas or fictitious stories books. So how they got popular and how the people made it popular, and all those things we'll start learning about that. So here, if a person tells you one word by his mouth, that word can stay for a while in a place. After that it will vanish. If you make that word in the form of book, or that matter in the form of book, as long as book exists, the matter also will exist. So that way, later point of time, whoever reads that book, so they can understand entire matter. They will know entire matter itself. So when the books are available, those books are two types. One is related to fiction stories and another one is science. So these books are written and given to the human beings in such a way that he should be walking in the right direction. But here in the so we came to know about two kinds of books, right? The books which are fictitious, they will have always the fabricated stories and fictitious matters in that. And the other kind of books which are the purely science books, which contains truth over there. The Puranas, which are fictitious, their objective is good. The objective, they thought, was to drive the human being in a right direction. However, the matters which were written in that are fabricated and fictitious. So whenever a rationalist criticizes something from that book, so those books are not able to answer for that. So they are not capable of answering the rationalist questions. Since they don't have the real wisdom in it, those books which are called epics or the Puranas, they don't have capacity to eliminate the human being's karma in that. That's why our ancient people used to say that, so they are meant for kalakshepam, that means for time waste purpose, but not for the karmakshepam purpose. Karmakshepam means to elimination of the karma. So they fail to eliminate the karma of a human being. So 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 the experiment of Puranas is to drive the human being in a right direction with the new matters in it, but they fail to eliminate the karma of a human being. This explanation may seem hurting the feelings of the uh, people who fond of Puranas, but here the real matter is they can't they can't make the human being to get liberation. So these Puranas are called Pukkidi Puranas. So that means they are false. So people in our ancient days, they used to identify which are fabricated and which are the signs. For example, a teacher from a school asked a student that why he was absent yesterday. The student answered that yesterday he got headache. So he was not in the school. So by hearing that words, teacher asked the student that, so those words coming from the mouth or from the stomach. So that means the word which is coming from the stomach is called truth. The words coming from the mouth are called the false. That way they use it to identify that. Based on this, the Pukkidi Puranas, which are containing fictitious and fabricated things, matters in that, they are all false. They are not truth at all. So when we talk about the science contains the inscriptions in that. Science contains the curses in it. Curse means shapam, that is shasanam. Shasanam is an inscription. So when you say shasanam or shapam, both are same, and that means it must happen. So a science contains all the inscriptions in it. So every matter told in the science is the truth, not a false at all. For example, if you take about the mathematics, there is a principle or inscription about a multiplication. So multiplication of 5 into 4 is 20. That is an inscription. It is truth forever. Even though some ages pass away, the principle never going to change. 5 into 4 always results 20. So this is the science. So Puranas are one kind of books and Shastras are one kind of books. Though the journey is the same, these Puranas and Shastras are like east and west directions. Though the objective is same, but the Puranas are different and sciences are different. The difference is like east and west in directions. So the people who fail to understand the difference between them is like the person who fail to understand between a female person and the eunuch. So here we need to clearly understand which is the science and which is the epic over here, epic or Puranam here. So if we fail to understand that matter, it may happen like instead of pouring the water on your head, you may pour dust on your head. When you pour dust on your head, whole body will become dirty. If you pour water on your head, your body will be cleansed completely. Even the dust on your foot also will go away. Instead, if you pour the dirt on your dust on your head, entire body becomes dusty. So so similarly, the Puranas may help the people who don't have the grasping power. Initially, they may understand to some extent, but the people who got the very good grasping power, they need to know about the sciences. If not, the person who got the good grasping power, if he reads the Puranas, and a person who doesn't have any grasping power, and if he reads the science, they are not going to taste for those people. So by this reason, some people who could understand very well about the Puranas are not able to understand the science. Similarly, the people who knew about the science, they are not even touching the Puranas. Here, the Bhagavad Gita, if we talk about Bhagavad Gita is a 100% science. We should not mix the Bhagavad Gita into the category of Puranas over here. Here the important matter is there are 18 Puranas which are called Brahma, Padma, Vishnu, Shiva, Bhagavata, Narada, Markandeya, Agni, Bhaushat, Brahma Kaivartana, Linga, Varaha, Skanda, Vamana, Kurma, Matsya, Garuda, Brahmanda. These are all 18 Puranas which got very popular from ancient days. So these Puranas number is 18, whereas sciences number is 6. That means there are 6 sciences and 18 Puranas are there. So Puranas are 3 times that of the science in the numbering. But when you consider the matter about the valuation, here the difference is like Puranas can be considered as a stone or pebbles, and the Shastra sciences can be considered as jewels. Here, since when we compare the value of the sciences with that of Puranas, the people who are fond of Puranas, they could not digest the matter about the less value of the Puranas compared to the sciences. So in the ancient days, there were so many people who were fond of Puranas, and the number of people are very less who are fond of sciences. When this thing was there, the people used this occasion, and with the conspiracy over the sciences, they did a they wanted to destroy the sciences. What they did, they brought pseudosciences which are not sciences. Those sciences they brought and put in place of actual sciences. Like that, they introduced Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandam, Niruktam, Jyotisham and Kalpam. These are 6. So these 6 pseudosciences, many people don't know, but the people who knew about the Vedas, they can know about these things. Actually, they are not sciences at all. So here, they brought them in place of the sciences. If we can think about an example, out of 6 sciences, if we think about Shiksha, how it is not a science, we'll see what it contains. So the Siksha means here it contains the words of Veda, and it talks about uh, the utterance, high pitch, low pitch, and medium pitch kind of things they explain, they tell about here. So here they talk about Vyasa Siksha, Bharadwaja Siksha, Narada Siksha, like that. Three methods they will tell in uttering the words of Veda. So they tell that at one place you need to utter the Veda mantras with high pitch. At one place they tell that to utter them in low pitch, and at one place you need to utter them in medium pitch, like that. So they told about three methods here: Narada method, Vyasa method, and Bharadwaja method, while uttering these uh, types, these kind of utterances like high, low, and medium. So that way they tell that he did not utter like Vyasa, he did not utter like Bharadwaja, he did not utter like Narada. So they tell that how Vyasa uttered, Bharadwaja not uttered, how Bharadwaja uttered, Vyasa did not utter, like that. But here they are telling that he did not utter like him, he did not utter like him. So here they are telling about three ways over here for the same Veda mantras utterance. But actually, if you take the science will not have these three ways. It will have only one way, which is standard and which is never going to change at all. Forever it will be same. So these pseudosciences are destroying the actual science over here, since they are bringing the pseudosciences in place of actual sciences over here. So that's how we came to know about the Shiksha, which is not the science at all, since the concept of science itself is not applicable to Shiksha at all over here. Let's stop over here. We'll continue it from second para, from 20th page, from the prologue in the next week. So let us do Mangala Prarthana in the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhu Rupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatmam to everyone.